What is going on, YouTube? It's Tyler from Mission VR, where it's my mission to bring you guys good quality VR content. So welcome back for another Mission VR briefing, which we are going to be talking about where virtual reality is at over the last month and some of the major news that has dropped and some major things that are coming for virtual reality here in the near future. And this year is looking like it's going to be a pretty good one for VR, not just tech-wise. There are some really incredible things that are happening on the tech side of things, but also there are some games that really look like they're going to be strong contenders to be games you're going to sink a lot of hours into that are coming up. So we have a lot to get to in today's video. I do want to start out with our meme of the month, and our winner of this month is this meme right here. A little throwback to some Eminem. You snap yourself back to reality, and you also snap the bones on your fingers from punching your dresser. Yes, it's happened to all of us, especially when you're playing any type of sword games. Gorn, Blade and Sorcery, you name it, it's probably happened to you, and if it hasn't, it will. Believe me, it's coming sooner than you think. But without further ado, make sure you guys drop a like on this video, and please do comment in the comment section a piece of news that maybe I missed, or what your favorite and most exciting thing you're looking forward to coming up here in this coming year of 2021. And without further ado, let's hop on into this video. So the first thing I want to get to on the tech side of things that is coming up is what Microsoft is currently working on, and that is seeming to be Microsoft Mesh, which the best way I can explain what this software basically is it's going to be like almost social media for VR, like a big social media platform. So it's going to be able to connect all major VR devices. So if you're playing on an Oculus Quest, or maybe you have a Windows Mixed Reality, or you're on Microsoft HoloLens, or any of the major headsets, you're going to be able to step into one persistent, I guess I'll say, universe, for lack of better terms, and be able to connect with other users in that space. Now, the difference between it seems like this and maybe VR chat is that there's not going to be quite as much creativity and things involved. This is going to be more of a, I wouldn't necessarily say a gaming application, but more, like I said, a social media app, something like I get what Facebook's working on, or it's something similar to that. So you're going to be able to move through your world and get relevant digital information when and where you need it, and basically be able to work with other people. I think this is probably going to be more of an enterprise application, more so than a VR gaming application, but it remains to be seen, and we will definitely see what comes of this. So next up, probably one of the biggest pieces of news that really we as VR gamers could hope for, and that is OpenXR's version 1.0 is now Steam VR compatible. And this is all just so amazing what is going on with OpenXR, because it's going to allow game developers now to develop their games on whatever engine they want to run to, and then they're not going to have different codes in order to put it on different platforms. So if a game developer creates a Steam VR game, they're not going to have to go through this long process of being able to put it on the Oculus Store, or what the unofficial Oculus Store that's coming out, and rather they're going to be able to develop their game just one time, and it's going to be able to go to all these different platforms. This is huge for all of us that are playing PC VR, considering Quest is basically taking over right now, and with the new recent numbers that Steam VR has put out, basically Quest 2 is now the most popular PC VR headset, as well as the most popular standalone VR headset. So it'll be a really good thing for developers to be able to cross develop their games for all these different platforms, as many of us do have a Quest 2, and with some of the other PC VR headsets that are coming out, we're going to end up investing in those as well. So where these games they get to the most amount of user interaction, the most amount of players involved, is the most important thing, because a lot of these multiplayer games could be so incredible if you could just find some people to play with. And the games that do have a player base in them are obviously the ones that everybody keeps going back to, because people just want to experience more. So I think the ability to put these games on every different platform without having to backload yourself with a ton of work is really going to help out VR game developers as a whole, and we'll probably get some newer developers and some more bigger VR game developers to hop into the market and start throwing these games around, knowing that there's a large amount of people that can now get it on both the Oculus Store and Steam Store, so you don't have to pigeonhole and isolate yourself to one area. Okay, since we're talking about it, we might as well go over the Quest stuff. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because we've all been, waiting for this and just seen this. There is probably going to be a Quest Pro 2 or Quest, the Quest 3 or whatever the next Quest is. They're looking to make a Pro version of it. We all know that rumor was thrown around a couple weeks ago, and then we got a little bit more of a confirmation of that, so we're all good there. When it comes to the Quest itself, though, the app sharing, game sharing, and multiple accounts feature has been launched, so that is up and running, which is really good for people that want to add multiple accounts and want to app share with their friends and family. As well as we do have pretty much, I would say, a good confirmation that the Oculus Quest is going to be getting experimental 120 hertz support. And this won't be for every single game, of course, as the game will have to support this feature, but either way, that is pretty awesome, and they're slowly but surely encroaching on Valve's 144 hertz refresh rate, and we still have no word on Valve from when their next headset's going to be released, and we're coming up on 2 years here with the Index being out, so they need to step on it before Facebook takes over the entire VR marketplace, and I know there's a lot of people that are waiting for Valve's next big VR headset, but overall, the 120 hertz Quest update is going to be a good one, and hopefully that more games will be able to use that in the future, which will allow much clearer, smoother games to be run, which is always an awesome feature. The more immersion, the better when you're in VR. So we've also gotten a complete confirmation that PlayStation VR 2 is in the works right now, which is pretty exciting for those of you that do have a PlayStation VR and are looking for, that upgraded system. Now, here's what I want to see from the PlayStation VR 2. We really don't have a ton of details other than it does have a single cord setup and they are working on a new form of controller. Here's the thing. Many people that played with the PSVR, the first one, they got some cool experiences for sure, but unless you had the Move controllers or the gun controller, and even those were suspect at best, you really weren't able to really bask in the glory of virtual reality. And I think that there's still those rumors that fly around on the internet like, oh, VR's a long ways off, VR's a long ways off. And we all know that the PlayStation VR sold an absolutely mind-blowing amount of their headsets that no one saw coming. So I would expect the PSVR 2 to sell even more than the PSVR 1. So what's that going to do for people? They're going to have to experience, what VR is really like, on the other side of things. That all of us on the Quest and, PC VR have played some of these games like Half-Life Alyx and Star Wars Squadrons and just really have been able to see the true power of where this technology is going in the future. I think that a PlayStation VR 2 is going to have some sort of inside-out tracking rather than the camera on top of the TV. And on top of that, this new VR controller they're working for, it shouldn't be a quote-unquote controller, but rather quote-unquote controllers like the Oculus touch controllers or the Index controller, something along the lines of that. They definitely need to take that step. It could be an all-in-one package that you hook up to your PlayStation. It really should be, and I think that that'll show people that, wow, we missed out on PC and Quest VR because this is insane, and this has come so much further than the PlayStation VR originally when it launched. And really, that's kind of where this headset has to go, and I definitely think that if they go ahead and do this whenever they release this headset, likely in 2022, that it's going to propel the VR industry very, very far forward. Okay, and lastly, under our tech section, we are going to be talking about Epic Games' new meta-human creator, which is absolutely incredible. If you watch this trailer, these humans that they're able to create in-game are the most lifelike human beings that I've ever seen in a video game or in a video format like that, and I can clearly see how this is going to be used in future to create story-based games or just avatars in general. But I mean, imagine in VR being able to look at a VR character and having them look almost realistic, human-like to a major extent. That's going to increase the immersion factor so heavily in some of these games. When you play a game like Medal of Honor, and the game's just so good, and it really just does a great job, and it has a pretty decent story and everything, but the characters, when you're talking to them or they're talking to you, like they look very video gamey. And playing something like with characters that look like this, I mean, you're talking about immersion at the next level, and I think that that's definitely where we're headed in the VR gaming space. So amongst some other things that are really, really cool going on in the VR game space currently, one of the best VR titles that was released last year, which is Stride, which is kind of like a Mirror's Edge parkour action-packed shooter game. It's really intense, pretty awesome, is getting a story mode, which if you were on the fence about this game and you were like, yeah, it's pretty cool, but there's only like maybe, you can only play for an hour or two and then you kind of get over it. The story mode is going to add a lot of features to this game, and it looks overall really, really cool. So if you're waiting to pick this one up, I would definitely wait until the story mode, but then as soon as that drops, I definitely pick this one up. It looks pretty exciting. So with our first new game announcement here, we have Fracked, which is an action-packed shooter story adventure game, and this game will first be releasing on the PlayStation VR as an exclusive, but this is also made from the same studios that created Phantom Covert Ops, so I would absolutely be expecting an Oculus version of this game coming probably after the PSVR exclusion title has run up, and it overall looks like it's going to be a pretty good game, and I hope the story is overall pretty solid on this game, and the action itself, it just looks like a good trailer with this Borderlands type art style, and I'm sure there's going to be some special moments in this game, so if you have a PlayStation VR, I would definitely be looking forward to this one. So with our next game announcement is Song in the Smoke, which is coming out for both PlayStation VR, Oculus Quest, and PC VR. And this is basically an open world survival type RPG title. And, you know, there's not a ton of details on it yet, but the graphics look very, very beautiful in this game. It's a very unique art style. And if it is a survival game and it looks like it's going to be filled with threatening creatures around the world, it overall just looks pretty good. And if you're looking for a survival game, one that's upcoming, this definitely is going to be it, and we will keep you posted on more details as they come out for this game. So some other big news on the game front that has come to the VR space here is that Zero Caliber, the famous VR shooter that everybody has played on PC VR for the most part, has somewhat of a story mode, is working on bringing out PvP, has a ton of different guns, ton of different customization, and one of those games you just come back to and you play several times when you're in the mood for it. Zero Caliber is coming to the Oculus Quest, which is awesome. They're going to have to revamp some of the game and remake some of the levels a little bit. I don't know if there will be cross-platform support yet, and whether or not they'll allow the multiplayer games to, you know, go cross-platform, which I think would definitely be a necessity at this point, considering that there's probably not a ton of players playing at any given moment in this game. But overall, it is coming to the Quest, and it's a really good game, a lot of fun, and definitely one to pick up, so I'd be excited about this if I was a Quest-only user. So finally, when it comes into the game space here, we are going to end this video with two new story trailers that were dropped for two of the most anticipated upcoming VR games of this year. So I'm going to play those trailers in full without my audio at the end of this video so you guys can take a look at those. They look absolutely fantastic. I mean, After the Fall and Zenith being an open world MMO VR game, which we are all really, really looking forward to, is we really don't have a solid go-to open world big MMO VR game, and this game looks like it's going to be pretty promising, as it's not only going to be both on PlayStation VR but on all the PC VR platforms. Hopefully there'll be enough of a player base to do a lot of what they want to get done in the game. And of course, we have After the Fall, which is obviously one of the most anticipated VR titles that is going to be coming out this year. The game looks absolutely incredible, and the story trailer just makes it look even better. I can't wait for this game to come out. I think it's going to be one to play for a while. With that being said, guys, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys found some relevant information in here, and please do drop a like and subscribe on this channel. Also, please do in the comment section, let me know what you're most excited for in the upcoming year, as there's so much happening in the VR space, and I think that we're just have nowhere to go but up from here, and it's going to be a really, really exciting time. So make sure you guys stay tuned to that. Please do drop a like on this, and then stay tuned for the story trailers that I'm going to play here right after this outro.
Wow, not creepy at all.
Stay focused. Find what you can and meet me back here. Let's go. Roger that.
Find what you can, she said. Frozen blood usually means jackpot.
Oh shit. Malia! Are you okay? Malia?
Got something more than looting coming. Run!
Take this!
You still got the launcher? Absolutely. Then light them up. Oh, crap.
Over here! Get in, quick!
things differently these days, don't you think?
Are we doomed to a worse fate than our ancestors? I remember learning about the corruption from long ago. A darkness that enveloped the land and created the fracture. We believed that our world had fallen. But we rose above it. Stepped forward to save us from ruin. Their courage made us whole again. We live in an era of peace, but it is coming to an end. The corruption is back, and it is even stronger than before. This time, we are far outnumbered. Will you break us free from this fate?